Formula 1 has been visiting the Winter Olympics venue at Sochi since 2014, although it's not a circuit that has earned much love with drivers over the years, and its most memorable moments tend to be incidents rather than great racing. The Russian Grand Prix has bounced around the calendar during its relatively short existence, featuring later in the year in 2014 and 15, moving to the first part of the season for the following 2 years, before returning to a later slot for this season. The lap opens with the first of 2 long straights that aren't really straights, but they require long enough spent at full throttle that it effectively rules Red Bull out of being a serious factor here against Mercedes and Ferrari. The first braking zone is often mistakenly referred to as Turn 1, although it is the first real corner on the lap after the long drag from the start-finish line. There's usually action down here. Nico Rosberg famously locked up in front of the field in 2014, and the bottleneck effect of turns 2 and 3 often causes collisions in the pack, particularly on the opening lap. The long, wide drag and accompanying DRS zone makes this the best overtaking spot on the lap. The long left-hand turn 3 is a spectacular place to see a high downforce modern F1 car pushed to the limits of its aerodynamics and tyres, before the lap settles into a sequence of nondescript right-handers, the first of which is most famous for Kimi Raikkonen and Valtteri Bottas colliding at the end of the 2015 race. Turn 8 breaks the run of right-handers with tricky camber that begs the cars to develop time-sapping understeer before a crucial exit is needed from turn 10 for the second of the straights that aren't really straights. The big challenge here comes at the braking zone, where the cars sweep across to the left just before slamming on the brake pedal, running the risk of getting the car out of shape if it isn't straightened up properly in time. Carlos Sainz Jr. suffered a heavy crash here when a brake mapping change caused his rear wheels to lock, spearing him off the road and underneath one of the safety barriers in 2015, suffering a 46G impact in the process. The lap finishes with a slow final sector typical of a lot of modern F1 tracks, which makes keeping the rear tyres alive for the end of a qualifying lap a big challenge at a circuit that is otherwise very kind on tyres. Turns 14 and 15 both feature a rise in the middle of the corner that can unsettle the car, while the lap concludes with 3 90-degree right-handers and the finish line is incredibly close to the exit of the final corner.